All right. Now, what I believe is the best way to meet new women and get women curious about you is to develop an awesome social circle. You know, if you want women chasing you, you have to build an environment that facilitates your success. And your social circle is that environment. If you have the right social circle, the game just becomes easy. So this isn't required by any means to build this awesome social circle. I'm going to give you plenty of different techniques for bringing women into your life. But this is the one that I think is the highest leverage. You know, we've talked a lot about putting in the initial work. Putting in that initial work to build that foundation, that lighthouse, so that the game eventually becomes effortless. And building a social circle is one of those things. It can seem so tough at first if you have no friends or if you have a crappy social circle, but going through that small pain period and building up real, awesome, genuine relationships with people that are going to facilitate you meeting the type of girls that you've outlined is going to make your life so easy, and it's going to be the quickest thing that you can do to create an environment and create a life where this is effortless. So even though this section isn't as sexy as some of the things I'm going to teach you in the rest of the curiosity phase, it really is the highest leverage thing that you can do to consistently get this funnel of amazing women in your life. So, you know, so easy if you have the right social circle, but it's also if you have the wrong social circle, if you're hanging out with crappy people, you're at a tremendous disadvantage, especially if you're in the lower rungs of that social circle and people don't respect you and you're not viewed as an attractive guy in that social circle, or you just don't have the best reputation. Because women, if you have a great reputation, women are going to want to meet you and they're going to hear about you before they ever meet you, and they're going to want to meet you. If you have an awful reputation, then even if you guys are a great match, she's going to know that she's going to be judged by everyone else if she ever dates you or anything like that. So being in the wrong social circle is a huge disadvantage. Think about the guys that are at the top of their game with women, the ones that women fight over, talk about with their friends. You know, these guys, when you have this guy that's all the hot girls are like, oh my God, Johnny is so hot. How can I get him to like me? Are these top guys usually some random guy that these girls are obsessed with, who she has no social ties to? Or are they someone with a robust social circle and great reputation within that social circle? 80% of the time it's the latter. It's someone who is either in the girl's social circle or just outside of the social circle. She might know a few people in his social circle. So if you have a social circle full of unattractive people who aren't helping you get laid, or if you're on a lower rung of that social circle, I have a piece of advice for you. And I can almost guarantee you that it's not the advice that you want to hear. But if you wanted easy advice that was simple and that you already knew, then you wouldn't be in this program right now. So I have to tell it to you, even though you might not want to hear it. So that advice is to cut those people out of your life immediately, or at very least limit your time with them. Climbing up in a social circle where you already have a reputation as kind of a lower tier guy is so difficult. Or bringing up your friends. You're never going to be the guy who brings up all your friends and says, "Hey, I'm getting better with women. I'm improving myself. Come on this journey with me." That would be great if you could actually do that, and that was easy. But people get offended if you want to move up in the world. They really do. And many times people who you think are your closest friends are not going to be that supportive of the journey that you're undertaking right now. They're just not. So a wise man once said, this is the saying that I've heard over and over, you are the sum of the 5 people who you are around the most. And it really couldn't be more true if you think about it. If you hang out with people who bring you down, you're going to subconsciously start to act like those people. If you hang out with people who are bad with women, you're going to subconsciously take on the habits of someone who's bad with women. If you're hanging out with people who have no goals in life, you're going to lower your own goals in life, and you're going to settle for less. Because, you know, at least you're doing as good as your friends are. So you need to cut bait with these people, and you need to do it fast. And you should hang out with different people instead. And I'm going to tell you what type of people that you need to start hanging out with. Because the reverse of what I just said is true as well. If you hang out with people who are better with women than you, then subconsciously you're going to take on their characteristics, and you're going to eventually get to their level. And that's actually what I did back when I was first starting. I just made a point to make friends who were always around hot girls and always had hot girls fighting for them. And as I made a point to do that over time, I began to take on their characteristics. And I just made sure that the guys that I was hanging out with the most were good with women. And I began to take on their characteristics. You know, this works for all things in life. If you want to get rich, hang out with rich people. If you want to be happy, hang out with happy people. And they're going to bring you up. So let's get even more specific than that, though, about who you should be hanging out with. Remember earlier we created this list of perfect girl qualities. And I told you it would be important, and I told you we'd be referring back to it, and we are going to start right now.